was something different about this man than anybody his age or 20 or 30 years younger than him.
Dedication to a cause and going the distance.
A great humanitarian, a great visionary man.
Well, if I were to think of one word, if I were to think of John LaCorte, my word would be friend.
I would see people come up to him and say, "You've made me proud of being an Italian American. You made me proud of being an American."
My name is John N. LaCorte. I was born the 4th of July 1910 in Jersey City from American Italian parents, beautiful parents. I was taken in Italy when I was 3 years old. My parents, when I was 2 years old, decided to take me back to their native village. There were a little bit disillusions the way the American Italian community was behaving. There wasn't much unity. They were not really working together. They wanted me to grow up close to the culture which they treasure themselves. Very simple language, very simple life. When I saw poor people that they were torn out from their hometown due to the war, and my parents asked me, "John, you have to give up your room because they're refugees. They have no place to go. They're going to stay in your room until they find new places." Nourished since 1917. That was the beginning of the First World War. When I saw that wars were destroying families, countries, they make sense. And I said to myself, there must be a better world. Why people must kill others because they live on the other side of the street.
He had this enthusiasm, he had this optimism that things could always be better.
That was the beginning of the First World War, when Austria declared war to Italy. They were neighbors. And as I was growing, that obsession grew and grew. In 1929, I decided to come to America, hoping that I could save a few dollars and eventually bring out this issue. How do we make a better world?
John LaCorte was an originator of getting things done for the purpose of humanity.
When I came here, I saw the Italian immigrants at the beginning in the 30s. They were neglected. They had no leadership. And when I saw that condition, I said something must be done. And I was about 20 years old. And I organized the Amerito, the American Italian Culture Club, the first culture club in the metropolitan area among young people. We used to meet at the YMCA in Brooklyn. And you know, the Italian community did not know the museum, they didn't know any libraries. Every Sunday we used to take the young people to the museum of art, and from then we got the Italian books into the public libraries. We started to have the Italian life into the schools because the children of the Italians here had no knowledge. Their parents were immigrants.
Being that I'm a first-generation Italian-American, I spoke Italian before I went to school here in the United States, and he brought out the goodness that the Italian people did.
Because as the years went by, the young people began to appreciate the heritage. We made them feel proud. We said, so look, do you know that in all the fields of in the arts, in the music, we're Verdi, Bellini, and Rossini. In the painting, we're Michelangelo. See, they did not know that unfortunately they never got education. And so the Italians were the builders of a better world. In every field, they contributed. The very America you're in was discovered by an Italian, and it was named by America Vespucci, an Italian. You don't have to be ashamed to have an Italian name. You don't have to change it anymore. Now, because they used to change the name, they used to pay about $75 to have the name changed from Italian. You know, Lombardo, they should change to Lombard. Because if you identify as an Italian, you can get no job.
Back in 1948, I was very much impressed with a John N. LaCorte. To me, he seemed like a visionary with a great dream of going forth and giving honor to the Italians who have contributed to the greatness of the United States of America.
The American Italians have a wonderful chapter in the history of this country. It's unfortunate that the historian never gave it credit. For instance, William Parker was one of the 26 lawyers among the 56 signed the Declaration of Independence when they met in Philadelphia in 1776. And he was the one who said, my friends, if we're going to build a better world, we have to start a better America. And a better America begins with ourselves. That was William Parker's message in 1776.
The legacy of my father is one of persistence and following through when you know you're right. That was the legacy my father got from his father, and it's the legacy I hope to take from my father to build a better world and to inspire children to create a better world around them.
For his entire 81 years, John LaCorte fought to bring honor and respect to the many Italian Americans who helped create America and its history. With his passing, the Italo-American community lost one of its most proud and dedicated voices.
And the Italian Americans, I hope and pray, that will get the message and become sensitized. Here's a man who's giving all he has for an ideal. We want to support this man. When he dies, we want to support his ideal.
I knew John LaCorte, and I was proud to know him.
Mr. John LaCorte was a man of great inspiration.
And I hope there'll be many, many more people, young people, to carry on his dream and his idea for the entire world.
Willing to carry on this dream. A better world begins with me, the golden rule as a king. Treat others as we to be treated.
John LaCorte was a monumental man in the spiritual ways of endowing and encouraging that culture through educating of youths.
He really made an imprint on all, especially Italians. For that, I am really grateful.
And towards the end of his life, it was that emphasis on the creation and the endowing of the mind that will last far longer than marble and bronze.
We got to concentrate in developing self-esteem among young people. It's not the color of the skin. It's not the nationality. It's not the religion. It's we ourselves, the character of the individual, is that makes the community.
New York is a city of monuments and legacies and history. And my father contributed greatly to that legacy in terms of bringing forth the Italian heritage that would otherwise get lost in history. And this is the real cultural background that he wanted to bring forth and bring dignity to the Italian Americans.
John LaCorte's Italian Historical Society and the Better World JL Institute honored the rich heritage of Italian Americans and sought to make the world a better place respectively.
He did a great deal to bring to Italians a sense of pride in their history and their heritage.
In some ways, whenever we honor and respect the myriad contributions Italian Americans have made to this great country, we pay respect to John LaCorte. Today, we count his contributions among the many that came before him.